Alright, we'll be continuing today on step-by-step how to build a computer. As I left off, I showed you all the components, told you a little bit of information on how to build it. Now today I will be showing you how to build it. First things first, when your motherboard comes in, it should be wrapped in some type of either aluminum-like substance like this, or it'd be wrapped in something that like paper. You should leave it in there until you're ready to work with it. The reason why is the anti-static material and you don't want anything to get damaged. So we're just going to take this on out of here. And that also goes for your CPU. First thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and pop out my CPU. Stick it in here. Remember, look for the pins. See that left top corner? I'll stick that in there. Showing down. Then, what we're going to do is, where's all my materials like that? Snaps. Okay, I'll just use a little bit of this. And we're going to use the thermal stuff. This is the best stuff right here. Make sure your surface is clean, unlike this where you got a little bit there. Just take a little bit of household cleaner, clean it up so that way it's nice and good. But just for purposes, I don't need to. Put a little dab there. If you can go ahead and swirl it around. And then I'm going to take the heat sink right here. Showed you in the other video. Push it on down there. And this one you got little clips like I showed you. Each one's different. This is how this one's designed. Once you get that in there, just going to lock it on down. And then we're going to find you got a system fan here, CPU fan here. Now the reason why I'm showing you outside the case instead of in the case, so that way you can get a better view and better understanding. Now, same purpose with the RAM. You want to put them in an installation. This one is a, like I told you, 194. Just going to push these out. Put them in the slot carefully. Push down. And then you're going to have to help it a little bit on each side a little bit. Same purpose with this one. Get it up on there. Push it down a little bit. I'm always afraid of breaking something when I do that. But you don't have to be afraid. Now, something I left out last time, I think, was how to hook up your power supply. As you see, these things right here. Oh, let me show you. You see two of them actually. They'll say JP or whatever, USB or whatever the case may be. These will be for your front USB hookups. Now, what we want to do is we want to go over here to this one. You won't be able to actually see it, but you'll really have to squeeze your eyes to find out which pins are which, unless, like I told you, when you get the motherboard, you'll have to go ahead and get the manual for it. But as I can see, I'm going to plug mine up right here. Now today I'm not going to be plugging up the lights and the reset button or anything like that. I'm just using standard old power button. Alright. Now, the next thing, as you can see on the front, everything is still there. You don't have to hook up any extra CI to get it running. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and hook up my floppy here. This small one right here. Just going to go in there. This small one is going to go. Oops. As you can see, I can't do it with one hand. Plug it on in there. And we're done with that one. Then, as you know, I was using a DVD-ROM. Now, here's a little tricky question about it is, and another thing that I left out was, you have these two. This one, the blue one, is usually for the hard drive and everything else. You can usually plug up 2 or 1, and then you have the optimal drive. Now, something that's very important and gives me a loop. See that little green thing right there? Well, if you read, it says master, slave, and cable selector, CL, S, and M. This one's set up on master. If you have it set up on master, then you got a problem, because you want your master to be your hard drive. If you have this set up on master, sometimes, I'm going to leave it alone and see what happens, but sometimes if you leave it up on the master, it'll try to read off this and it won't actually pop up your hard drive. Now,